Hey, Tim Frisch with A Frisch Perspective. I don't have a lot of time on my hands today. I'm going to be helping my son move into college, but I wanted to do a quick video here just to give an update on something that I just saw. And this news story actually had been dropped yesterday, but I was unaware of it, so I thought I would just talk about it a little bit here and make sure that you know. But this is from Todd Starnes. He tweeted this yesterday at 12:27 p.m. So yesterday, August 19th. He says, breaking news, Los Angeles County is filing papers to hold John MacArthur in contempt of court. Jenna Ellis tells me Pastor MacArthur plans to be in the pulpit again on Sunday. So those are two very interesting things that Todd Starnes is bringing out here. The first is that LA County is filing papers to hold Pastor John MacArthur in contempt of court. So this situation has been serious, but that sounds very serious to me, that they're planning to hold him in contempt of court. Now, the reason that he would be in contempt of court is because even though Friday there was a judge that ruled Grace Community Church could meet indoors until the September 4th hearing, the city officials were not happy with that ruling. So on Saturday afternoon or evening, they had a higher court look at the case, and that court ruled that Grace Community Church could not meet indoors until September 4th when the full hearing takes place. So because John MacArthur opened the doors of the church and still met last Sunday, I believe that is the reason that he is being held in contempt of court. So that's the first piece of this tweet. And then the second part says that MacArthur plans to be in the pulpit again on Sunday. So what is MacArthur's response to being held in contempt of court? From what we can see here, he still plans to continue to preach on Sunday and to open the doors of the church. And that information was provided by Jenna Ellis, who is legal counsel for John MacArthur and Grace Community Church. Now, I'm not really surprised that this is the track that Pastor MacArthur is taking and that he's going to continue to stand his ground. He's made it very clear where he stands and how he feels about this issue. I think from LA County's perspective, the reason that they're trying to come down on him is because they are fearful that other churches are going to follow suit. There are already other churches that haven't closed, but he is a high-profile leader in a high-profile church. And so I'm sure the county is concerned that if they look the other way, then other churches out there, many other people are going to start to follow his lead and keep their indoor services open, and the county does not want that. So it's really an issue of control for the government and feeling like they're able to keep the situation under control. The problem here, though, for the LA County government is that even though they're trying to make an example and show others that they can't do what Pastor MacArthur is doing, I think they're going to end up making a hero out of him inadvertently. And I think the issue here is that he has not been defiant, he hasn't been rebellious, he hasn't been unreasonable, just trying to do something to say, look, I'm going to do what I want, nobody can tell me what to do. He's really tried to work with the officials, but he says that they really don't want to work with the church. So when you get into a situation like that and the government doesn't seem like they want to work with you, and then they come down harshly on you, instead of making an example of the person, you really end up making a hero out of them. I think that's potentially what's really going to happen. A lot of people already look at him as a hero in what he's doing in this situation, but I think that if they don't handle this the right way, it's just going to reinforce that. And I think the fact that they keep ratcheting up the tension here and keep trying to tighten the situation, it's just going to make it worse. What's interesting, too, is that Todd Starnes said that the LAPD reportedly told government leaders that under no circumstances would they send officers to shut down Grace Community Church. So Todd Starnes reported that, I think, a couple of days ago. So that was before the restraining order was filed. But still, it sounds like the LAPD does not really want to have anything to do with this. They don't want to come down on Grace Community Church and send officers there. So that's really interesting, and it kind of shows the rapport, the relationships that Pastor MacArthur and Grace Community Church have in that community. So again, I really think if the government tries to come down too hard, they're going to end up making a hero out of him. Just a lot of people whether they totally agree with him or not, are going to come to his side because, again, he's not trying to be rebellious and defiant. He's just trying to be reasonable and come up with a better solution than what the government is providing right now. So those are just some quick thoughts that I wanted to give about this and give this little update here. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below, but I do want to remind you that I do plan to do a video providing reasons why John MacArthur could ultimately win this case when all is said and done. So stay tuned for that video, but thank you so much for listening to some of my thoughts here, brought to you from A Frisch Perspective.